Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Silver Spring. My name is Kelly Klein. I am this morning's worship associate, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. From many cultures and sexualities, genders, and beliefs, we come together into one congregation. If you're visiting us today, we're so glad you're here. If you'd like to learn about our free faith or how to join our congregation, Joanne Kim, who's in the back, is today's welcoming captain and will be happy to connect with you. While big box stores began putting out Christmas decorations before Halloween, and everywhere we go seems to be playing carols, Christmas hasn't actually started yet. Today, we lean into Advent, the season of waiting, remembering Mary and Joseph's wait for Jesus to be born, reflecting on our own wait for hope, peace, joy, and love to come to birth in our own weary world. Today's music will be provided by our music director, Jen Heyman, and our wonderful choir. About halfway through the service, children ages 3 through high school will be invited to join a group to learn and grow together with other children their age. Now, let's greet our neighbors, whether in the chat on Zoom or here in the sanctuary. Please head back to your seat and stay standing when the music starts for our opening hymn.
In this season of waiting, this time when the days grow shorter and the nights longer, as we keep watch for hope and peace, joy and love to be born in our midst, may the wings of the Spirit open softly within us, gracing us with inspiration so that our waiting itself becomes a place of new creation.
Today's service will unfold a little differently than most here at UUCSS. Today we will share in a service of Advent lessons and carols, which is a fancy way of saying we will share a lot of readings and songs together. Our first lesson today is all about the lighting of the Advent wreath. We light an Advent wreath for the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas. As Unitarian Universalists, it's invaluable for us to reconsider and reinterpret the traditions of our ancestors. Advent is the season that comes before Christmas, and it's a season all about waiting. Last week, we lit the first candle for hope. Today, we'll relight the candle of hope, and we'll add a candle for peace. We prepare for a new era of justice and reconciliation, free from violence and coercion. Peace is possible. We give thanks for those who witness for a world made whole, with all her people one. We light the candles for peace and hope.
If your church ain't crying, it's dying. We love the sounds of babies in this church, all of the sounds. Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Kristen. I serve this congregation as senior minister. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And our second lesson today is all about the symbols of Advent and Christmas. As Kelly shared earlier, Advent is the season of waiting before Christmas. It begins on the Sunday closest to November 30th and continues until Christmas Eve. And even though we think of the beginning of the year as something that happens on January 1st, it's Advent that marks the beginning of the year for our Christian friends and neighbors. Okay, so I have already asked 3 helpers to help me pass out one of the symbols of Advent and Christmas. Would each of you mind taking a basket? So each basket, the little one over there is for that side, the one in the middle is for the column in the middle, and that one is for here and the choir, okay? So if you could pass, so you're gonna pass those out to the people all the way over to the left. Perfect. All right. Advent candles, as you can see on the screen, as we just lit, each represent one of the 4 weeks leading up to Christmas. And each week has a different spiritual focus: hope, peace, joy, and love. The third candle, you may notice, is pink instead of purple, both because it's for the week focusing on joy and because it means we're more than halfway through Advent, more than halfway through the waiting until Christmas when we light that candle. There are actually some congregations where everybody wears pink on that week. Maybe we can get to that tradition here. I don't know. We'll see. The circle of evergreens that makes up the Advent wreath around the candles, like the Christmas tree, is an ancient symbol of everlasting life recognized by a lot of indigenous cultures. Because unlike other trees, pine and evergreen leaves and needles, they don't dry out and fall off at the end of autumn. They stay green all the way through winter. All right, our next symbol that's being passed out right now, candy canes. Candy canes are probably the easiest symbol to remember their meaning. They're shaped like a shepherd's staff, and shepherds were told by an angel to go visit Jesus in the manger in Bethlehem. A shepherd's staff is also a symbol that bishops carry with them, since bishops are meant to tend and lead a flock. All right, who's that guy? Anybody know? Saint Nicholas. Good job. All right. Saint Nicholas was a 4th century bishop in what is now Turkey who became famous for giving gifts. He was also famous for punching heretics in the face, but that's a whole different thing. Those church councils, they got rowdy. They got pretty rowdy. So there is an old legend about Saint Nick and about how stockings came to be associated with Christmas. So I'm going to tell you that legend. It's one of my favorites. So a father in Saint Nick's neighborhood was preparing to sell his daughters to a brothel, believe it or not, because he had no money for a dowry for any of them, so they could not get married. But on their last night in their father's house, coins fell through the chimney and into the stockings each daughter had hung by the fireplace to dry. And the money was enough for a respectable dowry for each daughter. And that is why people who celebrate Christmas often hang stockings at their fireplace mantle. That's the legend. That's where that comes from. This is the cool thing about Christmas and Advent. We try to make it into a Hallmark movie, but they're actually really weird. So, which I like. Now, I hope everybody enjoys their candy canes while the choir shares today's anthem.
Na 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 hey ya na hi ya na
Each week, when we gather as a congregation, we bring our joys and sorrows about our lives and the world into this room with us. When we ask for remembrance or celebration, prayer or thoughts, we make this sanctuary a sacred circle. This morning, the congregation is invited to share joys and sorrows in the chat if you're joining us on Zoom, or from the microphone right here if you're with us in person. Remember, this is a time for deep listening and brief sharing. After each person has shared, we will say together, "In every joy and sorrow, we are held in love beyond belief."
All right. Resting in the promise that hope is closer than we think. Just like seeds wait beneath frozen earth for just the right time to sprout, I invite us all into a time of quiet for centering or prayer. If this time of year marks the anniversary of a deep loss in your life, or if you are experiencing fresh grief today, I invite you to stand or raise your hand during the silence so that we can all bear witness to your grief. And now, as we hold the quiet, may it hold us. Spirit of life, in this era of uncertainty, help us to remember that no season lasts forever, that the days of the greedy and powerful are numbered, that there is a force at work in our world and in us that lifts up the oppressed and fills the hungry with good things. In these days of growing shadow, help us turn away from the glare of life's distractions so we might accept the gifts of the darkness and follow where the stars are calling us. As the Festival of Lights draws closer, rekindle within us the flame of resistance over and against the powers that lead to assimilation and death, with love of freedom and culture and gratitude for miracles, big and small. In this Advent season of watching and waiting, free us from despair's well-worn ruts. Make through the desert of our hearts and world a way for hope and peace, joy and love to be born anew, in and with and through each of us. Amen. Children of all ages are always welcome here in the sanctuary, but most Sundays, kids are invited to learn together with others their age. So if you are an RE teacher or a kid age 3 and up and you would like to go do activities with other kids now, please head here up front. The learning and growing our children do is an expansion of our worship. In this spirit, let's sing May I Be Empty as they carry the flame of our chalice with them out to their classrooms.
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive.
This morning's third lesson is the parable of the 10 maidens from the Gospel of Matthew in the Christian Scriptures. It's a very old story, one that Jesus told his friends and followers. It's a story often told during Advent about a wedding party. And it's a story all about waiting and how hard it can be, but also how important it is to learn how to wait with readiness. The coming of the kingdom of God will be like 10 young maidens who took lamps of oil and went out to greet a bridegroom. 5 were silly and 5 were wise. The silly maidens took lamps, but no extra oil. The wise maidens took jars of oil to keep their lamps full so the flames wouldn't go out. The bridegroom was running late, and they all fell asleep waiting for him. In the middle of the night, the watchman yelled out, "He's almost here. The bridegroom is coming. Let's go out and greet him." So the 10 maidens got up and got their lamps ready. The silly maidens, realizing they didn't have enough oil, asked the wise maidens to lend them some. But the wise ones answered, "No, there might not be enough to go around. Go and buy some for yourselves." So they did, but while they were out buying oil, the bridegroom finally arrived. When everyone who was there to greet him had gone into the wedding feast, the door was shut and locked. Much later, the silly maidens got back from buying their oil and knocked on the door, eager to join the feast. But they hadn't been there when the party started, so the bridegroom didn't know who they were. So, keep your lamps ready, stay alert, watch and wait. For you have no idea when the bridegroom or the kingdom of God might finally arrive. Our next carol is a well-known one based on this story. It's called Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning. An African-American spiritual, it emerged as an encoded song used by the Underground Railroad to communicate with enslaved people who were planning their escape. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Watch and wait. Don't fall asleep, because the time to run for freedom could come at any moment. There are people in many places around the world, even today, who are watching and waiting for freedom, for deliverance, for hope to finally arrive. Let's rise in body or spirit and join in singing our song of prayer for the time of freedom to draw nigh.
Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Children, don't get weary. Children, don't get weary. Children, don't get weary till your work is done. Children, don't get weary. Children, don't get weary. Children, don't get weary till your work is done. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh.
Many of you know that I was raised in the Unitarian Universalist faith. What you may not know is that during college, one of my many part-time jobs was directing the choir at a Catholic church. There were some funny moments during those 2 years, like the time I accidentally inverted the words to the famous hymn, "Let Us Break Bread Together," and accidentally, instead of singing "As I Fall on My Knees with My Face to the Rising Sun," it came out "As I Fall on My Face with My Knees to the Rising Sun." The Monsignor was not pleased. And the theological arguments I had with their seminarian. You put a raised UU kid in a Catholic church, and I guess a few sparks are bound to fly. But immersing oneself in another religious tradition is much like visiting a foreign country, I think. We learn a lot about the other tradition, which then gives us new perspective about our own. I was raised in a congregation with a lot of people whose religious wounds and love of reason led them to dismiss stories that are not completely historically accurate. But at St. John's, I learned to listen to stories not for their literal meaning alone, but for what they might have to reveal about the holy. That lesson helped me to grow in my faith and ways of making meaning, and for that reason, I will forever be grateful to that sweet parish that loved me in spite of my 19-year-oldness. Today's fourth lesson is called the Magnificat, which in Latin means "my soul magnifies the Lord." These words come just after the angel Gabriel visits Mary to ask if she will play a part in God's work by having a special child who will usher in a new era of justice and peace. Many people are familiar with the story of the Annunciation, but few know its larger historical context. Because in those days, there were plenty of stories about gods impregnating virgins, only those gods never stopped to ask permission. Though there are no question marks in ancient Greek, Mary replies to the angel's invitation with the phrase, "Here I am," or "Heneni" in Hebrew, which appears countless times in the Hebrew scriptures, often when a person accepts God's invitation to become a prophet. And when Mary says the words of the Magnificat, which are not a prayer, they are not a prayer or a supplication. They are a pronouncement and a warning to the rich and the powerful that their days in control are numbered. There are many things that we can take away from this rather peculiar story. For me, the most meaningful is that unlike imperial power, which is exercised through violence and cruelty and coercion, sacred power is instead found in the tenderness of consent. Today, I will be sharing Mary's Magnificat remix based on the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 1, verses 47 through 55. This was written by a seminary classmate of my husband's, M. Jade Kaiser, and it's available on the Infleshed website. My soul is alive with the thoughts of God. What a wonder, their liberating works. Though the world has been harsh to me, God has shown me kindness, seen my worth, and called me to courage. Surely those who come after me will call me blessed. Even when my heart weighs heavy with grief, still so does hope abide with me. Holy is the one who makes it so. From generation to generation, love's mercy is freely handed out. None are beyond the borders of God's transforming compassion. The power of God is revealed among those who labor for justice. They humble the arrogant. They turn unjust thrones to dust. Their wisdom is revealed in the lives and truths of those on the margins. God is a feast for the hungry. God is the great redistributor of wealth and resources. God is the ceasing of excessive and destructive production, that all the earth might rest. Through exiles and enslavement, famines and wars, white supremacy and climate crises, God is a companion in loss, a deliverer from evil, a lover whose touch restores. This is the promise they made to my ancestors, to me, to all the creatures and creations now and yet coming. And in this promise, I find my strength. Come, great healer, and be birthed through us. Here ends the fourth lesson. Let's rise, embody your spirit, and join in singing our next carol, Lo, How a Rose. The words will be on the screen. Our fifth and final lesson this morning is a reflection written by Aaron Wathen for Pathos. It's called, "Who Is It That We're Waiting For? A Clanging Carol." Who is it that we're waiting for when we sing "Away in a Manger, no crib for a bed"? Who is that baby we think is coming to sleep so soundly, so content in his poverty and unbelonging? Who are we thinking of in all those refrains of Noel and angels we have heard on high? Who is that child that so unobtrusively slips into the night so as to not disrupt our ugly sweater party or Black Friday or the Empire? The Empire that greets migrant children with a parade of guns and a cloud of tear gas. The march of Herod's troops as they chase the unwelcome off into the night, singing joy to the world. And what child is this? What child is this indeed who comes to find sanctuary in a kingdom that fills its Decembers with parades and presents and elves on shelves, leaving treats and mischief because it is all so damn magical? We make it magical. It's all about the children, of course, to see their faces light up, cast in the glow of our candles held high as we sing Silent Night, and shed a tear at the beauty of it all, this night so holy. This oh so holy night, this midnight clear, this little town of Bethlehem strikes a dissonant tone in a land that idolizes childhood but brutalizes children. To sing of angel choirs as we chase children back into the punishing desert. Who is it that we think we are waiting for? Some white baby in a Gap sweater? A child who will lay his head in a Pottery Barn perfect nursery? A Holy Family straight from a Hallmark card? Noel, Noel, Noel. To sing of gentle Mary, pure and lowly, pure as the driven snow, so holy, 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 and to rip babies from their mother's arms as they flee the terror of Caesar again. We are waiting for someone to save us from these winter frozen hearts and these wretched border walls making prisoners of us all. This unresolved cord hangs over us, a light in outer darkness. Oh, come, Emmanuel. Fight your way through our rubber bullets, our poisoned air. Let your stinging eyes and gasping breath and bruised, beaten body bring something that might save us from ourselves. Oh, come, Emmanuel. We'll sing it again, deserving or not. We lift this clanging carol into the toxic night sky, not knowing who we sing to, or wait for, or seek. O come, Emmanuel, God with us. Here ends the lesson.
In the spring of 2024, UUCSS voted to join Action in Montgomery, often just referred to as AIM, a broad-based power organization that brings neighborhoods, schools, and congregations of many faiths together. As a part of AIM, we help build power and make our communities better for ordinary people. Together, AIM here in Montgomery County, ACT in Anne Arundel County, and PATH in Howard County formed the Maryland Just Power Alliance, which works at the state level to change lives by changing policies. This year, the different member organizations of the Maryland Just Power Alliance have committed to listening to the deepest concerns of over 3,500 Marylanders of many faiths, cultures, and backgrounds. The feedback from those listening sessions will form the people's agenda for the 2026 election. Our support for and participation with AIM is one way UUCSS is building power with our neighbors and working for our values at the state level. However you choose to make your gift, I hope you will join me in giving generously to support AIM and the Maryland Just Power Alliance in their work to make our counties and the whole state a community where all people can flourish. Now, please join me in dedicating all of our gifts to the mission of this congregation: to create joyful spiritual community where we connect deeply, serve, and mobilize for our collective liberation. The ushers will now come forward to accept gifts by cash and check.
When the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins, to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among people, to make from the heart. When the song of the angels is still, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins.
A couple of notes. First off, there is a youth pop-up choir rehearsal today after the service with Jen. They will be providing music during the family Christmas Eve service. So if your kid would like to be part of that, please have them stay after the service right here at noon. Yep, I hear that there are donuts for people participating. If you feed them, they will come. I also wanted to say the gifts for the youth holiday party. This is I call it a Yankee swap. My husband calls it a white elephant, whatever it's called. It's a gift exchange. And homemade is fine. And if anybody forgets or can't afford to bring a gift for that, I have plenty of extras. My husband led a youth group that did one many years ago, and the most popular and most stolen gift of that game was 1 pound of cooked bacon. So let your freak flag fly in the and the longest night service, that's tomorrow evening in the community hall. For anyone who would like to come, Jen and I will be leading that. All right. Now it is time to extinguish the chalice together with the words on the screen. Carry the flame. O come, Emmanuel, good with us, God with us. Come as love, as truth, as light and hope to dwell not only within us, but all around us. We will watch and we will wait, lamps trimmed and burning, ready for hope and peace, joy and love to be born. Let's rise in body or spirit now and join in singing our closing carol, O come, Emmanuel.